This is Mr. Broyles, this is Algebra 1, and today we're going to be looking at solving systems of inequalities. What I want you to be able to do when we are done is to solve those systems of inequalities using graphing. You're going to be able to graph inequalities, and you're going to be able to interpret them to solve the systems. So, here's the first example. We have y is greater than x minus 2, and we have y is less than or equal to negative x plus 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph both of these. So my first equation, I have a y-intercept of negative 2, so I go to y negative 2, and I put a dot. My slope is 1, so I go up 1, right 1. Now, this does not have an equal sign associated with it. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be a dashed line. So I'm going to draw a dashed line.
Why is it a dashed line?
The dashed line is because it is not equal to. The dashed line tells us that anything greater than, but not on the line, is part of our solution.
Well,
So I'm going to lightly shade the area that is greater than. Greater than is above. Now I'm going to graph my second equation, and I start at y equals 1, and I have a slope of negative 1, so I'm going to go down 1, right 1, and this is equal to, so it gets a solid line. So this is less than, so everything that is less than on this graph gets shaded, and the area that is shaded for everything is a solution to this system. So I have y equals negative x plus 1 and y equals x minus 2. I have graphed these, and the solution to this is going to be the area that's shaded in both of them. Okay, now let's look at the second example. We have y greater than negative x minus 2. We have y greater than or equal to 5 halves x minus 3. So why don't you graph this, pause the video, you work this out, and then we'll come back and look and see if you got it right. All right, so you've had a chance to work this. Let's see how you did. So I'm going to graph the first equation. Y is greater than negative x minus 2. So I'm going to come down to y equals negative 2. And my slope is negative 1, so I'm going to go down 1, right 1, and I'm going to draw my line. This is a dashed line because it does not have the greater, it does not have the equal to, it is just greater than. And I'm going to label this as y greater than negative x minus 2. And then I have my second equation, y is greater than or equal to 5 halves x minus 3. So I'm going to come down to y equals negative 3. My slope is 5 halves, so I'm going to go up 5, right 2. And I'm going to graph that line, and since it has equals to, I am going to be a solid line. Now, this first one is greater than. So here is greater than. Greater than is always above. This is greater than or equal to, so it's going to be here. So the answer is going to be this area that is shaded by both of them.
Ooh. Wait, so we